First, fast, accurate. You're watching WSBT 22 News at 5.
We start with the weather right now at 5. An excessive heat warning is in effect right now for our entire area. Just take a look at the temperatures that you see here. That's not the only big weather story that we are following right now. People across the area cleaning up after severe storms swept through last night. We have team coverage right now at 5 as people are dealing with the combination of those storms and the dangerous heat. Let's first get to meteorologist Abby Wepler. So Abby, today was only the beginning of this heat.
Sadly, it is only the beginning, but we have one more day. This isn't, a 4 or 5 duration event. It is just today and tomorrow. So we're almost halfway there, but it's been pretty intense today. Actual air temperatures in the mid-90s in South Bend. Syracuse, we have a 93 in Plymouth. Look even along the lakeshore, temperatures well into the 90s there. Then we coupled the other factor, how humid it is outside. I mean, this is air that is so thick, you can almost cut it. That's what people were saying, what it feels like. You can almost cut it with a knife. This is dangerous when you couple the two because it's hard to breathe. It's hard if you're trying to do anything outdoors, and especially for our pets or those without air conditioning. This is a problem. Notice, still very muggy tomorrow. Dew points around 70, but look at that drop off. We see the relief, but we have to get to Thursday first. And until then, it's going to feel like this again tomorrow afternoon. Heat index is when you combine the temperatures and the dew points, or what it feels like outside. Feels like 107 in South Bend. Feels like 105 in Syracuse, 107 in Plymouth, and the same in LaPorte and Benton Harbor. We need ways to stay cool. This evening, we still have those clear skies, and it is still in the upper 80s at 10 o'clock tonight when you're tuning in on Fox Over with James. So let's tell you, of course, what this means for tomorrow. This is tomorrow's hour by hour. High temperatures again, well into the 90s. Heat index values again in the triple digits, but we're going to get there. We see relief on the way, and it rolls in Thursday into Friday. I'm going to let you know what this means for storm chances with your forecast in minutes.
All right, with these extreme temperatures today and tomorrow, it's important to know how to keep yourself safe when you go outside. WSBT 22's Ann Laree is at the live desk, and this is dangerous heat. It can cause some serious health concerns.
Chest pain, fatigue, and in worst case scenarios, death could happen when dealing with nearly triple-digit temperatures. But there are a few simple steps you can take when dealing with heat exhaustion. I spoke with Dr. Christopher Jordan at St. Joseph Health System today. He says they see an uptick in heat-related cases around this time of year. Dr. Jordan recommends avoiding outdoor activities that can cause more stress on your body, like biking or running. And if you're older or having underlying medical issues, you may want to stay away from things like yard work. The main warning signs for heat exhaustion are muscle cramps and fatigue. If you're experiencing either of those, get inside or stay in the shade. And most importantly, drink lots of water.
So when you overheat, your body basically can't get enough fluids into the vessels to support the oxygen and the nutrients that your body needs. And so just like plants, we're used to watering them so they grow. If we don't get adequate hydration, we'll also be challenged.
If you're with someone who's showing signs of heat exhaustion, the first step is getting them out of direct sunlight. You can also use things like ice packs or cold water to help lower their body temperature. And if needed, call 911. At the live desk, Ann Laree, WSBT 22 News.
And thank you. This heat wave has some business owners closing their doors. Our team coverage continues with WSBT 22's Ashley Dagger live in Mishawaka. Ashley, a restaurant and drive-in were closed today.
As well as both Maxie's Food and Spirits and RK Root Beer Drive-In right just behind me. They closed their doors for today, and owners tell me they'll be most likely closed tomorrow as well. With temperatures reaching more than 90 degrees outside, temperatures are rising indoors as well.
Thought about what we should do with our refrigeration, our air conditioning struggles as it is. We just made the decision to close at least Tuesday and Wednesday. We'll see what the weather does going forward.
Barb Court says this is the first time Maxie's has closed because of high heat.
It's hot in that kitchen for my staff working back there. It's very hot. Customers coming in. Once they start opening the front door, it just sucks the air conditioning out. These wood panels hold the heat and humidity, so it just gets really warm in here.
Barb works alongside her staff, and she says it was an easy decision to make.
It's hot. It's really hot. And I work in the kitchen with everybody every night, so I realize how hot it is.
The wood downstairs holds in most of the heat during the day, and Barb says if the problem continues, they will look into a new solution for air conditioning.
It's an old building. We have to be kind to it.
BK Root Beer Drive-In, located in Mishawaka, also closed today due to the heat index and safety of their staff. A worker told me they will most likely be closed tomorrow if temperatures remain high, but they hope to open Thursday. I'm Ashley Dagger, WSBT 22 News.
Crews have been working all day in the heat to restore power to more than 40,000 homes. According to Indiana Michigan Power, more than 30,000 customers are still without power. The South Bend and Elkhart areas are expected to have power restored by 6 o'clock tonight, but in Benton Harbor and Buchanan, you could be without power until tomorrow night. The Fort Wayne area is not expected to have its power restored until late Thursday. And with so many people still in the dark, it is made for a very dangerous day with temperatures in the 90s. WSBT 22's DJ Manu continues our team coverage now with a look at how those who don't have power are dealing with the heat.
One woman told me she's taken turns with her neighbor driving around the block to cool off in their car's AC. Others have been sitting outside because that's the only breeze they're getting. While crews have been working quickly to get power back for many of these neighborhoods, several homeowners are still wondering when they'll be next. Some have generators to thankfully keep the AC on. Others have told me they had to leave to find a coffee shop or grocery store that had power just to stay cool and get work done. For Blaine Stringfellow, he says he's just trying to tough it out. With all of his windows open to try and get any sort of breeze, his focus now is on his food. He already planned on grilling today, but without power, his food has started to thaw out. Keeping it in the fridge in the garage, which has remained cool, he's going to have to cook it all so it doesn't go bad. He hopes the rest of his food inside the house doesn't have to get tossed out.
If it don't come on here pretty soon, I just made a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and the jelly, I almost could, it would almost run out of the jar,
And it's one thing to lose power, it's another thing to have this level of heat. Tonight at 6, we talked to the health department on just what food risks you may have if you continue to have a long period of time without power. In Goshen, DJ Manu, WSBT 22 News.
Elkhart County was one of the areas hit hardest last night, with dispatchers telling us they've received about 100 calls for storm damage, and they say it was mostly for downed trees. In Goshen and New Paris, WSBT 22 crews saw a fair amount of damage between closed roads and trees on houses, but officials in both communities say roads should now be clear. Elkhart County Emergency Management says so far they have not gotten any calls asking for help.
So we do have the means of activating people that can go out and help cut down trees, or help people relocate, or help people fix a window if they have a broken window. But those are things that we would need to be notified about.
If you need help dealing with storm damage, Emergency Management says that you can contact your mayor, the town manager, or fire department. Along with the Goshen area, Cass County was also hit hard by those storms. WSBT 22's Taylor Gattoni continues our team coverage right now. She is at Marcellus Highway, where road crews have been hard at work today cleaning up.
What you are or aren't seeing is the road right here on Marcellus Highway. We are in between Finch Road and Lawrence Road, and as you can see, Cass County Road Commission is cleaning up these oak trees that have just snapped and fallen over. Again, Marcellus Highway on the way to Lawrence Road. If you follow me this way, they recently just cleared the direction on over toward Finch Road, and even one of the trees over here, multiple trees completely uprooted from the ground here, and you can see over in the distance that many of these trees have snapped and even fallen onto one woman's home over there. Luckily she is okay, but that house has taken a great amount of damage. If we take a look over at this house too, the owners over here were telling me that a trampoline went flying over the home, hit the antenna, and got caught on a tree. And even the trees over there in the distance in the front yard, not even just uprooted, completely just grabbed out of the ground. They were saying these gusts of wind are something they've never seen before, just very strong and happening overnight. And you are hearing in the distance just how much trees are falling down that they are trying to clean up. We're going to continue giving you live coverage on WSBT 22 News throughout the day. We'll have team coverage. But in Cass County, Taylor Gattoni, WSBT 22 News.
You know, we're getting a look at this storm damage from all over just southeast of here in Fort Wayne. Take a look at this. The airport was severely damaged. Airport officials say hangars, buildings, and vehicles were damaged there. The Sky West hangar was hit the worst, with siding and insulation being ripped right from the building. Flights have not been impacted, as officials say the runways are still safe. A project to eliminate the odor from a local pet food company has been postponed. A $3.5 million odor abatement system was supposed to be completed this summer for Wellness Pet Company, but according to our reporting partners at the South Bend Tribune, it will now have to wait until next year. That project is part of a $30 million expansion for the Mishawaka plant. The company received tax abatements from the city for a new dryer building, manufacturing equipment, and the odor abatement system. In its annual report to the council, the company said the construction project is on hold, but it's unclear why.
President Biden trying to stay positive about the economy as the Federal Reserve gets ready for potentially its biggest move yet to fight inflation. I'm Atrell Nashar in Washington with a closer look.
Debate tonight over the ultimate goal of those January 6th committee hearings. What do lawmakers really want to happen next? I'm Scott Duman in Washington with a look.